Okay, so in the last class we have discussed about the zero force member. So let us continue our discussion in today's class. Okay, now let us see a diagram where you can find out the zero force member very easily. Suppose this is a truss member. Okay, these are the some supports are there. These are the few supports it is given. Okay, now and these are the members. So let us name the truss A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and this is the load which is acting at the point B. Now we will consider the case of this joint D. We will consider the case of joint D. Okay. Now see, D is a what kind of joint? You see that uh, at joint D there are some properties which you need to know. At joint D there is no force, that is external, there is no external force acting. Okay, so at joint D there is no external force which is acting. And if you look at joint D, the second property is, this was the first property, the second property is, suppose see at joint D there are three members. There are three members. What are the three members? CD, DE and FD. You can very well see that CD and DE are collinear members. These members are collinear. Okay. What do you mean by collinear members? It is meeting at the same point and it is in the same direction. But FD is a non-collinear member. So that is a third member. This is the third member. Okay. So if we come across such a geometry that it's a meeting point of three members and two are collinear and one is non-collinear, the third member, that is which is non-collinear, that will be a zero force member. This FD should be a zero force member. Okay, this is one geometrical conditions. Clear? Okay. Now we will see how this FD is a zero force member. Clear? Okay. Okay, we can see one more thing, that is, you see, if you look at joint F. Okay, now let us look at joint F. I think the joint D is clear to all of you. Now we will look at joint F. You just remember this condition. If I will first of all write the condition. The condition is something like this. If three members are meeting at a point and two members are collinear, then the third member will be a zero force member. Okay. Now let us look at joint F. If you look at joint F, it is something like this. It is the meeting point of, you see the joint F, that is joint F. It is the meeting point of the three members GF, FE and CF. Okay. Now you see GF and FE are collinear member. So the third member, that is CF, must be a zero force member. CF must be a zero force member. I hope it is clear to all of you, right? Now let us see mathematically, by applying the equilibrium condition, how it can be done. How it can be done, let us see it mathematically. Okay. Let us draw the free body diagram for joint D. Okay. FBD for joint D. Let us draw the FBD for joint D. It will be there. This is DE, force DE, that is this component. Okay. And now coming to DF, see DF, and coming to DC, this component is DC. If you take this as a, suppose we are taking y axis and this is your x axis. Okay. Now if we do over here this equilibrium condition, summation of forces acting in the y direction is equal to 0. Okay. What we need to do, that is f of df, there is only one component acting in the y direction, that is f of df is equal to 0. See, df is a zero force member, right? Now if we take the next joint, that is f. Okay, so what you can infer from here, that is if there are two collinear members, like I have said already, collinear members are there, that is CD and DE. Then the third member, you see the third member, that is, what is the third member? Third member is DF. DF will be a zero force member. DF will be a zero force member. Similarly, if we consider the joint F, like I have discussed already, let us see how to see for the joint F. You see the FBD for joint F. You see for joint F, if you do the FBD, that is, first of all, see what is joint F. Joint F again is a meeting point of three members, two of them are collinear, GF and FE are collinear. So CF must be a zero force member. We will prove it. See, this is the joint F. This is the force FE. Okay. This is force F. Force FG. Now this will be the force DF. this is the y axis, suppose, okay, and this will be the FCF. This will be angle theta, okay. Now in this FBD, if you apply the equilibrium condition, that is F of summation of forces acting in the y direction is equal to 0, what you will get? If you, there is only FDF is a zero force member, we know that, right? FDF is zero force member. Now coming to if FDF is zero force member, we have already seen in the last step FDF is a zero force member, so we are left out with only FCF, which will be having a vertical component, okay. So just substitute this one, there will be two component, this will be the cos component, as you can see, this will be the sine component of FCF, okay. So y component will be FCF into sine theta, is acting in the upward direction. FDF is equal to 0, okay. Now if that is, you see FCF sine theta is equal to 0, but here see the theta is having a definite value, so sine theta cannot be 0, sine theta can't be 0. If sine theta can't be 0, then, and if this expression holds true, then FCF must be equal to 0, because something multiplied by 0 will be equal to 0. So FCF is equal to 0. So you see FCF is a zero force member from this FBD, and after applying the equilibrium condition, we know that FCF is a zero force member. So I hope it is clear to all of you, right? Thank you.